I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of what we loved about Logic of English Foundations A and how we used it as a beginning kindergarten curriculum. So what we cut up our workbook, and I actually don't have my teacher's book because I let someone borrow it to look at it to evaluate if they're going to use it next year. So I don't have my book, but this is the workbook cut up. And so what I did is I put it in sheet protectors like this in case I ever want to use it again. I'm not planning any more children, but you never know. We actually chose the cursive version of the workbook, and very shortly into the curriculum we realized that the work pages to work on handwriting were just too much for her. She was not happy with that, and so we ditched the handwriting portion early in the year, but we continued to use the cursive cards. And the reason is it was a great way to teach her to identify cursive letters. So that was a really big help because she can identify all of her cursive letters now, even though she can't completely write them yet. We're going to work on that this year. So you can see these are bumpy. These are the tactile cards, and we really like them. On the back, it tells you a little bit of tip of how to use them. These are the Phonogram cards, and we did use these a lot. They were a big help for review, so I definitely recommend ordering these. You can see that I-E, and it gives you word examples of each letter. You can see how they are. They're very simple for the kids and for the parent. Here's an example of one of the worksheets that was early on. You can see this is from lesson 3. So it was 3.1, blending words together. So in the teacher's manual, I would say the sounds of the word. So I would say d, a, g, and she would then circle the dog. So it was a lot of oral work in the beginning. You can see she actually liked to write some of the sounds, so she would. But I loved how much of just this oral work that there was for her. You can see here's lesson 4. We did it again. It was just a lovely, oh, and here you can see the phonogram A, and it also teaches different typesets of the letters, which I think is fabulous. Yeah, there's just a lot of great oral work that I really, really liked. Here's an example from lesson 7 where you can see we were working on beginning sounds. So if I would say the word, which word starts with the sound D, and then she would circle the duck, or which word starts with the sound and she would circle the ring. So again, more great oral work. Here's another example of when you learn the phonogram G, how you can see that they are taught all of the different typesets of G. And here is a review, which I really like because they take the different typesets and show them how to match them, that they really are the same letter. So that's a really great skill that is sometimes overlooked in kindergarten. See, this is lesson 18, and it goes from being completely oral, as I showed you a little bit ago, to now you can see that it gives them the choices. Now, she was supposed to circle the correct one, but she liked to write the letter, so you can see that she did this on her own. So basically, it advances at a really slow pace, which gives them a lot of confidence while learning their sounds and applying them to work. I really loved how Logic of English approached ending sounds. You can see lesson 20. I believe this is when we started ending sounds. Yeah, it looks like it is. And I would say which picture shows the word that has the ending sound t. And she would have to orally think in her brain at. And this is very complicated for a kindergarten child to learn an early reader. So there's a lot of practice with the ending sounds. Let's see. There you go, back to reviewing beginning sounds. Let's see here, this should be, yeah, listening for sounds at the end of words. So we did a lot of this, and it was really helpful. And after a few lessons of a lot of model and teach, she really got it, and it was fabulous. Here's lesson, you can see 21, where they begin to match words to pictures. You progress from the oral to the visual. It's fabulous. Here you can see another example. The progression of the ending sounds, you can see in lesson 24 where she's circling, she's saying the word in her head, and then she's circling the ending sound. Here's lesson 29. You can see we are going on to middle sounds. So it progresses from beginning and then ending sounds and then to middle sounds. And if you've taught a child to read and use those strategies, you know how difficult it can be to isolate the middle sound. So there's a lot of practice with middle sounds, and we really like that. she loved the little worksheets in here. I'm not a big worksheet fan, but something about this simple workbook was really appealing to her. You can see this is lesson 31. I like that they brought a lot of review back, and you can see continuing to work on beginning sounds, but in a visual way. Again, simple. This is lesson 33. You can see beginning to read words and phrases and a more complicated blends here. So they're not just simple CVC words. You can see over here a review of matching the manuscript to the cursive, which is the part that we really focused on, matching those up. One of my daughter's favorite parts about this curriculum was these little readers. So this is reader 1, and they give you these printouts. And when they're learning the basic CVC words, they have these pictures that they cut out, and then they glue them to the right page, and then they have a little book that they created. She loved these. Her favorites were these ones that had the pictures of the dogs and the cats in them. So you can see how simple they are, and how cute the pictures are. She absolutely loved these. So these are just a few of her readers that she really liked from Logic of English.